I noticed absence first, subtle, silent, unsettling. Early sunlight filtered through curtains, illuminating porcelain dish beside sink. Her wedding band, usually resting there each night, wasn't visible. She stepped into kitchen, hair damp, blouse crisp. I sipped lukewarm coffee, masking concern. Ring? I asked, voice casual. Not professional, she replied, brushing crumbs from marble countertop. Gloves, samples, sanitation. You understand. I didn't. Still, I smiled. Truth clung to gestures. Her lips curved upward, yet eyes wandered, avoiding mine, scanning nothing. Mornings never lied. Routines reveal decay faster than words ever could. Once she adored that symbol. Simple, elegant, golden. She said it felt like forever wrapped around her finger. Now, she left it behind. Throughout breakfast, I watched. Movements hurried. She never lingered anymore. Conversations shortened. We used to discuss anything, dreams, fears, past embarrassments. Lately, silence dominated. She grabbed keys, phone, thermos. As she exited, I stood motionless. Have a great day, I said. Busy schedule, she muttered, vanishing behind oak door. Her perfume lingered, no longer vanilla and lilac. Something new. Spicier. Exotic. Unfamiliar. Afternoon dragged. I attempted painting, canvas remaining blank. Colors refused direction, shapes unraveled. Creativity dissolved beneath shadows of suspicion. Evening approached, and I prepared salmon, her favorite. Rosemary roasted potatoes, charred asparagus. Wine decanted, candles lit, napkins folded precisely. Music played softly, Miles Davis whispering through speakers. Hours passed. Forks untouched, bottle half empty. She returned near midnight, eyes heavy, blouse slightly wrinkled. Ate already, she said, stepping over threshold. I nodded. How was work? Exhausting. She kissed my cheek, mechanical. Fingers grazed my shoulder, then retreated. I'm showering. Water ran upstairs while I remained downstairs, gazing at 2 plates. I tried tasting mine, flavorless, joyless. Even the salmon seemed disappointed. After dishes, I climbed stairs. Bedroom dark, except for faint glow from her phone charging. She was asleep, turned away. Her breathing slow, steady, rhythmically distant. I whispered goodnight. She didn't stir. Later, unable to rest, I reached for sketchpad. Pencil met paper. Her face emerged through graphite, cheekbones, lashes, subtle frown lines. But something felt absent in her expression. Warmth? Perhaps. Maybe devotion. Maybe me. Following morning, I asked again. No ring. She buttoned her shirt, tied hair briskly. We've discussed this. Her voice sharper now. Work requires focus. And marriage doesn't? Her stare pierced. Don't turn this into drama. I'm not. You're acting paranoid. She grabbed coffee, avoided my eyes. You want me to lie? Say I forgot. No. Then drop it. I did. But doubt remained. She left, heels tapping across hallway, door slamming louder than necessary. That day I didn't paint. Didn't eat. Just sat near window, watching wind dance through leaves, wondering how something invisible could be so powerful. Inside, something had shifted. She was here, but not present. Her body moved through rooms. Her heart, I feared, wandered elsewhere. I looked again at that empty porcelain dish. It looked lonelier every day. That Thursday, silence overwhelmed everything. Furniture creaked beneath tension. Walls seemed to lean closer, eavesdropping. I brewed tea, honey swirling lazily. Her absence carved deep spaces between objects, conversations, certainty. I wandered hallways searching for answers cloaked beneath socks, blazers, notebooks. Her closet smelled different, richer, layered with unfamiliar musk. Lipsticks once untouched now shortened, lip liners dulled, mascara darker. Nothing felt random. My fingers grazed silk she never wore near me. A blouse hung beside a burgundy skirt. Tags missing. Price forgotten. Occasions unknown. Her laptop sat closed, locked with a password I'd never heard. Before, she'd let me check mail, playlists, photos. Now barriers. Phone habits evolved. Notifications silenced. Messages vanished quickly. Laughter sometimes escaped through her closed study door, but never at my jokes. I began noticing patterns. Tuesday evenings always strategy meetings. Fridays required late testing. Sundays vanished into brunches with coworkers I'd never met, names that shifted, never repeated. Curiosity twisted into obsession. I timed her commutes, logged exits, monitored expressions. One afternoon, I followed her. Yes, I followed my wife. Felt shame coil around ankles, but questions demanded action. She exited work building wearing tailored trousers, maroon heels, crossed street confidently, laughed with someone, tall, tailored, tanned, wore confidence like armor. They shared coffee, gestures intimate, clothes casual, familiar. I stayed distant, watching their shadows dance together on sidewalk. Returning home, she greeted me with dry politeness. "Long day," she murmured. I nodded, playing along, heart pounding behind ribs like a trapped animal. "Who's Logan?" I asked casually during dinner. Her fork paused midair. Blinked. "Project manager." "Why?" "Just curious." She chewed slowly. "Met him once. Barely spoke." Lied. I knew because they hugged when parting. Not polite. Lingering. Comfortable. Later, in bed, I stared at ceiling. Her breathing slowed beside me, but mine remained uneven. I wanted to wake her. Ask every question burning inside. But fear answered first. If I truly knew, could I survive it? So instead, I painted again. Only this time, hands refused softness. Harsh brushstrokes emerged, sharp jawlines, clenched teeth, narrowed gazes. The woman in the painting looked like her, yet colder. I titled it Doubt. Next day, I couldn't meet her eyes. Breakfast words stuck in throat. She noticed. "Everything all right?" "Fine," I said, smiling falsely. She kissed my forehead, gentle but hollow. When door shut behind her, I screamed into a pillow. Then, I found her journal, tucked beneath winter scarves. I hesitated, every fiber of me wrestling morality, privacy, trust. Then opened it. Pages bloomed with thoughts I hadn't earned. Mentions of dreams, discontent, confusion. No name. But emotion, raw and bleeding, filled margins. She was slipping away, piece by piece, and I still didn't know why. That night, thunderstorm rolled in. Rain lashed windows. I reached for her hand in the dark. She turned away. And I knew. Storms weren't outside anymore. Secrets echo louder in quiet homes. Saturday crept in slowly, skies bruised with gray. I watched her dress. Form-fitting navy, delicate heels, a hint of lip stain. She sprayed perfume unknown to me, spicy, intoxicating, foreign. "Conference brunch," she said while fastening earrings. "Department heads only." I nodded, pretended belief. She didn't notice my hands trembling. Once she left, I followed impulse. Her drawers contained little, lip balm, tangled bracelets, blank receipt. Nothing concrete. Yet everything screamed distance. I opened her laptop. Password incorrect. Again. 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 I turned to her tablet instead. Unlocked. Her calendar app displayed meetings. Neatly color-coded, heavily blocked. One recurring entry caught my eye. Logan, mentoring. Weekly, same time, no variations. I clicked. Location. Off-site, Studio 12. Studio 12? I hadn't heard that name before. Curiosity became adrenaline. I grabbed my jacket, keys, phone. Drove through wet streets, windshield wipers beating like war drums. My GPS directed me toward a quiet district outside downtown, converted warehouses now posing as art lofts, consulting hubs, chic hideouts. I parked near a faded sign. Studio 12, Creative Consulting. Glass doors revealed nothing. Just plants, light fixtures, abstract canvases. I entered slowly. Receptionist smiled. "Appointment." I hesitated. "I'm meeting Logan. He's expecting me." She gestured. Third floor. Loft B. Elevator smelled like paint and ambition. The door opened. Soft music spilled down the corridor. Jazz, smooth, almost seductive. I walked carefully, every step heavier than the last. Loft B stood ajar. Voices. Her voice. And Logan's. Low laughter. I edged closer, heartbeat quickening. There they stood, candles lit, wine glasses half full, her heels discarded, hair loosened. She leaned against the wall while Logan brushed fingertips down her arm. She didn't flinch. She smiled. I stood frozen. Not fury. Not sorrow. Something colder, confirmation. He whispered, he suspects. She shook her head. Not really. He trusts too much. I backed away. Floorboard creaked. Their heads turned. My eyes met hers. Time fractured. She stepped forward. Wait! I ran. Downstairs, rain soaked my shirt, face, soul. I drove blindly, city lights blurring through wet glass. I couldn't go home. Not yet. I parked beneath an overpass, staring at traffic flowing like blood through veins. My chest hurt. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. She lied. Again and again. Not out of fear, but calculation. She planned meetings, invented mentors, erased evidence. And I let her. Because I loved her. Because I believed. Because I wore my ring, even while painting, showering, sleeping. I texted her once. I saw everything. No reply. I switched off my phone. For the first time in years, I felt utterly alone. No comfort, no truth, no illusion to cling to. I leaned back, closed my eyes, and wondered what betrayal looked like from her side. Dawn arrived wearing indifference. Head throbbing, eyes hollowed by night's chaos, I returned, reluctantly, to our apartment. Stillness greeted me. Lights dim. Dishes unwashed. Her shoes beside the door, lined perfectly, like nothing had shattered. She appeared from the hallway, wearing an old sweater, hair damp, expression unreadable. I knew you'd come back, she said, voice low. I stepped inside, dropped keys onto the table, stared at her. How long? She inhaled sharply. Does it matter? Yes. She hesitated. A few months. A few. Like it was nothing. Why? I asked, throat tight. She moved toward the kitchen, avoiding eye contact. It wasn't planned. I don't care about plans. She faced me then. Things changed. We changed. No, I said louder. You stopped talking. You vanished behind excuses, lies, perfume. I was lonely too, she whispered. You think I didn't notice how distant you became? I laughed, short, bitter. I cooked. Waited. Painted grief. You chose someone else. I didn't choose him, she snapped. Then what the hell was that loft? Her jaw clenched. Escape. From me. From everything. I stared hard. You used to touch me like I mattered. Now you flinch. Tears welled in her eyes. Don't do this. I already saw it, I replied coldly. No point pretending. She turned away. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did. We stood in silence, air thick with blame. She finally spoke, almost begging. Let's talk like adults. Adults. I stepped closer. You kissed another man while wearing lies instead of vows. Stop. You erased me. Don't. Say it, I demanded. You don't love me anymore. She met my gaze. I don't know. That cut deeper than betrayal. Uncertainty worse than hate. I sat on the couch, shoulders heavy. So now what? She crossed arms. I don't have answers. Do you want him? I want to feel alive. Alive. I echoed. With him. She didn't respond. Is this what life means to you? Secrecy? Lust? Illusion? I needed something, she admitted. Something real. I scoffed. You had real. You buried it. She wiped a tear. Maybe we both did. I shook my head. I carried us when you stopped trying. Maybe I didn't stop. Maybe I ran out. Silence returned, heavier than before. I stood, walked toward the bedroom, paused at the threshold. It's over, isn't it? She hesitated. Maybe. That word again, maybe. The cruelty of ambiguity. I grabbed a bag, shoved essentials inside. Clothes. Sketchpad. Charger. Ring. Yes, I removed it. Slid metal from flesh like peeling off memory. She watched. Didn't speak. I reached the door. Goodbye. Where will you go? I don't know. Will you come back? I don't think so. I left. Rain began again. Not thunderous. Just steady. Cleansing. I drifted for days. No destination, no anchor, just drifting. Hotel walls absorbed my silence. Blank sheets became companions. Television buzzed without volume. My meals, flavorless. Conversations, non-existent. Isolation didn't hurt. Numbness did. On the fourth evening, I found myself in an unfamiliar neighborhood, drawn by warm lighting spilling from a corner lounge, vintage chandeliers, red velvet booths, brass railings polished like promises. I entered. Music surrounded everything. Slow jazz wrapped in sultry saxophone, melancholy piano, aching trumpet. She was there. Not her, not my wife. Someone else. Bartender first. Then silhouette. Then smile. Eyes like burnt caramel, voice like cello strings. She asked, "Bad night?" I exhaled. "Long year." We laughed. Strangers shared stories easier than lovers do. I spoke of exhibitions, brushes, galleries. Never mentioned betrayal, rings, Logan. She poured whiskey twice. We toasted nothing. Hours dissolved. Eventually, she said, "You look like you haven't been touched in years." I didn't answer. Her apartment hovered above the bar, stairs narrow, carpet threadbare. We climbed wordlessly. She unlocked her door. Inside, incense, soft records, canvases propped against walls. Abstract colors swirled across every surface. Raw, unapologetic, fearless. She led me in. No expectations, only electricity. She touched my jaw, tracing along stubble. Her thumb brushed my lower lip. I let her. Not because I forgot the woman who once wore a promise for me, but because, for the first time in months, I felt seen. We undressed slowly, shirt, blouse, jeans, secret. Flesh met flesh, warm and willing. No names whispered. No futures promised. Only present. Fingertips mapped scars. Mouths found confession. Her breath on my neck erased memories I wasn't ready to keep. Our bodies tangled beneath linen that smelled of lavender and oil paint. She kissed without hesitance, urgency melting into rhythm. Afterwards, I stared at her ceiling, cracked plaster resembling continent. She smoked beside me, bare shoulder peeking from a linen sheet. "Still feel guilty?" she asked. I nodded once. "Good," she said, turning toward me. "Guilt means you weren't the villain." I chuckled. "What does that make me?" "Human." Silence filled the room. She didn't ask where I came from. I didn't offer. But somewhere between touches and sighs, a piece of my grief began dissolving. I wasn't healed. But I wasn't empty either. I slept beside her, undreaming, unmoving. In the morning, she kissed my forehead and whispered, "Don't stay if you're not ready." I nodded, gathered my things, stepped into sunlight, blinking at possibility. Outside, people hurried, taxis blared, coffee steamed from carts. Life continued. So did I. Weeks passed. Restless, fleeting, strange. Sunrises came softer. Mornings lighter. I wandered through unfamiliar districts, sketchbook always beneath my arm. I drew everything, cracked sidewalks, rusted mailboxes, lonely strangers. Each line stitched me back together. I never returned her calls. She messaged once, "I'm sorry. I never meant to destroy you." I stared at the screen, pulse steady, eyes dry. No reply. One afternoon, I received an invitation, art exhibit downtown. Not mine. Hers. The name on the card wasn't Logan's. Just hers. Curious, I went. The gallery was quiet, humming with reverence. Her work adorned white walls, paintings she never showed me. Sharp contrasts, layered textures, bleeding colors. Every canvas whispered guilt. Then I saw it. A portrait. Of me. Not literal, but unmistakably me. Shoulders hunched. Eyes hollow. Hands clenched. Wedding ring gone. Titled Echo. She appeared beside me, unexpectedly. Hair shorter. Dress simple. No jewelry. I didn't expect you, she said. I wasn't sure I'd come. She looked down. I deserved worse. I'm not here for apologies. Silence stretched between us. Then she asked, Did you love me? Yes, I answered. Enough to forgive you. Not enough to return. Her lip trembled. He left too. I nodded. Of course he did. She inhaled sharply. Do you hate me? No, I said softly. But I pity what we became. She smiled sadly. I miss the way you looked at me. That version of me died. Her tears fell. I didn't offer comfort. She touched my arm. Where did you go after? Somewhere I could remember who I was. And who are you now? I thought about that woman. The one with paint-stained hands, smoky breath, honest eyes. A man who understands what he lost. She nodded. Goodbye, then? Yes. I walked away, slowly, purposefully. Rain began as I stepped outside. Cool, cleansing, familiar. I wandered aimlessly, umbrella forgotten. Neon signs flickered above cafes, buses roared past. Later that evening, I returned to the woman from the bar. She opened the door before I knocked. Smiled. No questions. Just warmth. I entered, removed shoes, kissed her gently. No lies between us. We painted together that night. Her canvas, wild, like her laugh. Mine, steady, like my heartbeat beside hers. We didn't speak about past lovers, broken promises, or guilt. Only color. Only now. As dawn approached, I traced her spine with quiet fingers. She whispered, Still haunted? I whispered back, less. She smiled. Outside, the city yawned beneath gold-pink clouds. Inside, I felt something unfamiliar again. Peace. I reached for my ring, still in my coat pocket. Held it briefly. Then placed it on the windowsill. Let morning light claim it. Let yesterday go.